you're clearly feeling better, Ken. Did you see it coming?
Well, I hoped it was coming. We'd trained well. That's all and I said before the game going in, all I can go by is the boys' attention to detail. And for the last 2 weeks, to be fair, they've actually gone back to work as well as they've done in the past, and I reckon they got a result today that they deserve.
What do you think sparked the turnaround?
From us, it's our defence. There's no doubt it was our defence, and there's no coincidence. Our last 2 weeks, I think we've given up 43 entries and again about 40 today. So that's where we know that's when we play our best footy. If we can get the ball and deny the oppo from getting entries, it helps us.
Were you worried at quarter time?
Yep. Were you?
Well,
yeah, no, I was. 6 or 7 minutes into the second quarter, they'd kicked three, I think, almost 3 quick goals in a row and got to 6 goals to 2 lead. And by the end of the day, I think we kicked 17 to 8 or 9, I think. So we might have only given up a couple more goals from then on. And I was just really pleased with the effort of the boys, because Melbourne are a really strong team, and when they get going, they got a bit of confidence, and they've been that side that's been trying to emerge. So it was a bit dangerous for us, but we gathered ourselves and got back on top.
Could you isolate what it was that changed, sort of at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter, when it did completely change the momentum? Our
captain took control.
Yep.
I was really proud of Travis. He went to Jones, who had had 11 in the first quarter, and as I said, captain against captain, mate. Let's see whether you can push your team over the line. And I thought our captain today was outstanding.
Oliver was good too, wasn't he?
Oh, I think our midfield. I shouldn't single out players. I don't like singling out players. I just thought Travis's game was significant and symbolic about what we're prepared to do to try and get our season back on track. And when you lead from the top, it's a great spot to start. And then the other boys, you said, Ollie, Brad and Robbie, all those boys, and then the forwards and the backs, they all join in, but they had a symbolic person up front saying this is the way we're going to play.
Shields kicked 4 after, I suppose, a slow game last week against Richmond. That must have been really pleasing. Yeah,
well, he's obviously important to us, but he finishes our work, and the best part about Jay is when he's up and about and tackling and putting that defensive pressure on. I think that's when he admit himself that's when he plays his best football. Whether that comes in goals, he doesn't know, but it was pleasing that someone hits the scoreboard when the team plays well.
And Paul Stewart's inclusion, pretty solid. Should have kicked 2 goals. He was pretty good for you as another avenue to goal.
Yeah, Stewie's waited a long time to get his chance. Tommy Cleary's waited a long time. Yep. Carl Amon's first full game. There's some positives to come out of that from our depth point of view, but we believe that the Magpies, at sample level, have been playing really strong footy for the last couple of weeks. So we were confident that the people we bring up would join in and play, but they need the leadership, they need the direction of the teams going in, and they joined in.
And were you happy with Hamish Hartlett's game? He sort of got stronger and stronger as the game wore on?
Yeah, no, look, as I said, without singling out individuals, I thought collectively as a team, after the first 40 minutes of the game, I thought we came together really well, and I've said over the last few weeks some of our connection hasn't been there. I thought in the last, if it's a 120-minute game, I thought our last 80 minutes we actually connected pretty well.
I know it's one small sample size, I suppose, today, but do you think you're completely back on track?
No. No, we've got work to do. We've still got more work to do. We've still got polish to. We've got a lot of work to do. The season's even though. What are we now, 4 and 5 or something? And the competition's so close. I mean, gee, if you can get on a run and win 4 or 5 or 6 games, you could put yourself in a pretty good position, but we just got to concentrate on one game. And for us, we know we just now got to focus back in on next week when we go back to Adelaide Oval and get all our fans to come along, make sure they turn up. They've stuck pretty strong with us in this little trot that we've been in. We want them to turn back up next week, fill that stadium up and help this team, and they'll do their best for them.
So Bullies have been pretty good this year. They're a quick team, so a fast start is essential, obviously, next week.
Oh, I'm not going to worry about it just tonight for a minute. I'm going to worry about the boys finally getting some reward for the work they've been doing. And next week will be next week. We'll move on to that tomorrow morning and worry about it from there.
Ken, what's the main ingredient that makes you look quicker and play quicker? Because you did play quick today again.
Main ingredient?
Yeah.
Team care.
Okay.
Team care is the main ingredient that makes a team look quick or slow, I reckon. Because you're blocking for someone, you're clearing a path for someone, you're not wanting the ball in a bad position. That's what makes a team look good and looks fast, that they care for each other. And that was, one of the things I challenged them about was to make sure they were caring for each other out there all day if they could. And, I thought by the end they'd really showed a bit of care for each other.
Does the heat, do you reckon the heat played at all factor in the sense that you guys having done Dubai and all that really gives you an advantage?
It's funny, isn't it? It's funny. Last 3 weeks, Dubai was a waste of time, and everything else was a waste of time. But today, yeah, look, we're conditioned for this type of play. Our run's still there. You know, everyone talks about it. A run comes back. You play well. There's no, as I said, the team care allows all that stuff to come to the fore again, and then you start talking positively about it. You shouldn't fluctuate. You should believe in it, and I believe in the team. I believe in the way we go about things. I believe in the game style we play. I won't fluctuate from it, but the footy public fluctuates, and that's probably fair. That's what the scoreboard does week in, week out. Not many jobs turn up each Saturday or Sunday and get measured whether you're passing or failing every week. Well, we do in footy, and it's a great game to be involved with.
Nice compliment.
You've been to Alice Springs a few times now. How keen are you to get back?
Very keen. I haven't lost up here as a club. It's really good. I think we played West Coast up here in my first year in a NAB Cup. We've played Melbourne up here the last 2 years. I think it's a great venue. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I mean, you know what? It feels great when you get off the plane. There's that warmth. There's an atmosphere that it's a bit more, you know, country, rural, and I love them. I mean, I'm from the country, so I'll always enjoy coming to these places. I hope Melbourne invite us back. I hope Melbourne come back next year and we get to come back and play.
So even the relatively small numbers, 7,000-8,000, it's still worth it?
Fantastic for the 7,000 or 8,000 to get along and see it. I reckon it's a real credit to our game to be able to bring, not just worry about the crowd, the numbers, bring the game to the community. We're about the community in football. Our club's certainly about the community, and the whole AFL have said that they're going to bring the fans back to footy. Well, what a great chance. 7,000 or 8,000 people don't get to go to the football very often at AFL level, and they came today. Great.
Paddy Roy likely to play next week?
Not sure. We won't take a risk with Paddy. He's got a sore Achilles. If there's any risk, he just won't play. We'll make sure that we look after him, and it's a pretty simple injury. If we protect it now and do the right thing, he'll be the rest of the season when we do get him back.
Any other players due back?
Next week, I've got no idea off the top of my head, Matty.
Worry about next week.
Yeah, worry about next week. I don't think so. I think we're in a pretty healthy position, other than Polly, which everyone knows is out. We've got some young players come back. You want to know about them? We've got Billy Frampton coming back for next week, which is really exciting for a footy club. Is that Billy came to our club last year from Western Australia, hasn't had a chance to play. He's had to take his time in his first pre-season, and the boys will be happy to see the Snake get out there and have a run around.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
No, thanks.